Fiona from IMechE. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning, Fiona.
Good morning. Hi, Andrew. Hi, Fiona.
Morning, Andrew and Lindsay. Can I just check that you can both hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, perfect. Hi, Jason. Can you hear me? It's Fiona.
Yeah, hi Fiona, how's it going?
Yeah, good. Thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks.
Perfect. Are you still okay to deliver the welcome and introductions today?
Yeah, that's fine. Am I introducing everybody? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's just a so this holding slide and then the agenda on the next slide we just kind of just go over. And then yeah, feel free to introduce everyone if you want to, but I'll basically drive the slides as we go along.
Okay, great.
Good morning, everyone. We're just going to give everyone a few more minutes to join before we start. So yeah, we'll just wait here.
Hi everybody. Sorry about the delay there. Just had some technical difficulties waiting for everyone to join. So welcome to the 2022 Apprentice Automation Challenge pre-finals webinar. My name's Jason Yearsley and I'm the chair of the Apprentice Automation Challenge at the IMechE and currently work at Rolls-Royce in my day job. So today what we're going to go through is just giving you some final tips before the finals day in your presentation. And I'm sure you're all very busy and got a lot of work to finish off, which is very normal. So we'll just go through what we're going to do today. So today we will give you, Fiona's going to take you through the location overview just to make sure you're all up to date with where everything is. Toby will then take you through an overview of the finals day, the format, how the presentations are scored, and just a final few checklists of things that you're going to need to bring with you. And then Chris will be taking you through some presentation tips. And then Grace from the manufacturer will be doing a section on the IMechE awards that the winners be invited to. And then finally, we're going to end up with a recap on the Apprentice and EngTech Awards applications, followed by any questions that an answer session at the end that you might want to answer. So but without further ado, I think we'll move to the next slide. So you go, Fiona.
Thanks, Jason. I hope you all can hear me. So yeah, I'm the event executive at IMechE. I'm sure you've all seen emails from myself, but I'll just basically go over the event location itself. So to start with, as you all know, it will be taking place at the Advanced Manufacturing Training Centre in Coventry, just like they have been in previous years. So there will be free parking on site. Joining instructions will be sent out to all team members shortly after the webinar. So all the information that we discussed today will be available in that email. So do keep your eyes out for it. But there will be IMechE staff and the Apprentice Automation Challenge Steering Group committee members on site to greet you. This includes all the judges as well. So yeah, just keep an eye out for the emails today. And I will need all team members to confirm their attendance just to ensure all final arrangements are in place for the finals day itself. Moving on to the event space itself, this is just a brief outline on kind of where everything is. This will be included in the briefing packs as well, but just to give you a quick overview, you'll see on the right hand side the floor plans. Registration will start from 8 o'clock. This includes your prototype setups. So please do arrive from 8 o'clock onwards. It will be until 9:30 for setup. So you'll come on site, register at the reception with myself or another IMechE staff member. All teams must register before they enter the exhibition space for setup. So this is all located on the ground floor just by the entrance, if you're not familiar with the venue itself. There will be a lunch break, so complimentary refreshments and lunch will be available on the day. So at the registration desk, there will be lunch vouchers to collect. So we will hand you one each for that, and you can just head over to the restaurant for lunch. And then towards the second half of the day, following the judges' deliberation, there will be a drinks reception and networking dinner in the mezzanine on the ground on the first floor. So this will be just a networking opportunity for you all to speak to fellow teams, judges, and also any guests on site at the event. And then this will be followed by the awards ceremony, which there will be 3 prizes just as a reminder. So the overall winner, the peer review, and also the judges' highly commended awards. So this will be awarded during the ceremony, and also there will be a photo opportunity with the photographer on site. And this will all take place in the theatre on the ground floor. But as I said, IMechE staff will be on site to assist you all and answer any questions that you may have. So I think that's everything in terms of the venue overview itself. I'll just hand it over to Toby to cover the final day's format itself.
Thank you, Fiona. So yes, as Fiona said, my name is Toby Hegarty. I'm the head judge and one of the members of the steering committee for the Apprentice Automation Challenge. So I'm going to talk through a little bit, just sort of a recap a bit further on the event schedule itself, and then I'm going to talk a bit about how the presentations will be scored, and importantly, then what you need to bring on the finals day. Could you next? There you are. Thank you. So here are the teams taking part. I'm sure a lot of you, well, you all know who you are, and these are your fellow competitors for the prizes throughout the day. When we look forward, we've marked all your reports, and we look forward to seeing what your prototype's going to be like. As for the format, again, recapping what Fiona has said, so 8 till 9:15, 9:30, team registration and setup, and then with half an hour for scrutineering and the welcome note. Scrutineering will be conducted by one of the engineering committee members, just to make sure that everything is safe and you're okay to use it. If it's not passing scrutineering, then I'm afraid you will be able to exhibit it, but you won't be able to activate it and really show it off. So try to make sure everything is as neat and tidy, as safe as possible. From 10 till 12:30, we have the judging itself. I'll cover that in more detail on the next slide. At any one moment in time, only about 3 teams will be judges. So we also have the Lighthouse Challenge operating in parallel to give you a chance to either, if you're not busy resetting or preparing for your next presentation, to try and build a tool lighthouse. Then, as Fiona has said, we have our lunch from 12:30 till 1:30. And then after that, you've got the peer review, where you will be each looking at your fellow teams, and then you will be picking amongst yourselves which team you think has done the best. Remember, you can be as harsh as you like towards your other teams, but they can be just as harsh back. So, be generous. And then we have the drinks reception and networking on the mezzanine, followed swiftly by the awards ceremony and any photo opportunities for the winning teams. And then close down and pack up. Ideally, we're done by 5, but I think we have the venue till a bit later. Of course, I do appreciate everyone's probably got a long way to travel back to their respective homes. So, next slide, please. How the presentations are scored. Each team will get 25 minutes with a judging team. You'll have about 20 minutes to present. You don't have to spend that 20 minutes, but if you don't have the full 20 minutes, you're just going to get grilled for longer in the question and answer, which will typically take about 5 minutes. And then after which the judges will go away, score up their thoughts before moving on to the next team, as they've got a very packed schedule themselves. You will be marked according to the following areas. Design. How well have you met the design requirements outlined in your reports? So most of the judges who will be marking you have read the reports, so they'll have a good idea attached to it, a good idea of what you've done versus what you said you were going to do. Quality of the prototype. How well does it perform? I appreciate if you haven't been able to turn it on, you might end up losing a few marks here, so it's just important while you're scrutineering spot on and it's all safe to work. Is your performance consistent and repeatable? So if you have it running in the background, is it constantly going okay? Is there no issues throughout the day? Again, make sure it's of a high build quality. So I don't want to see any loose wires floating around or maybe messy internals if you've got those on show. Product functionalities next. So simple question, how innovative, usable or marketable is your prototype? And the judges will be getting a good idea of this based on your presentation and any questions they may grill you with afterwards. Lastly, depth of knowledge. How well do you answer technical questions about your product? So we'll be looking to get an idea from you yourselves as to how much research you've done and how much thought you've put in. Is each team contributing? And team presentation. Again, about contribution, making sure every member of the team. If every member of the team contributes, you'll get a good score. If you have one person as a chief spokesman doing all your talking, you're not likely to do quite so well. Do try and make sure you pass the ball around during your presentation. Next slide, please. Finally, what do you need to bring? So this really, the answer is how long is a piece of string? What you need to bring will vary from team to team. At the very minimum, you should bring your prototype, obviously, and any equipment that you might need to assemble or power it. You may be able to borrow some equipment from anyone else, but you won't be able to get it easily from the MTC. So do make sure you bring what you need. Safety documentation. So a risk assessment would be good. It would be not so much good, but be necessary, just so we can be sure that everything has been taken care of. And PAT certification if it requires to be plugged in. Presentation material, we won't provide any of that. You will have to supply it. So if you're going to have a PowerPoint, laptop, just to show it on. And if you need anything you want to show the judging team whilst you're talking to them, printouts if necessary. After that, you can bring as much or as little extra as you need. So you can see from the images on the right, some teams in previous years have bought pop-up stands. The MTC Apprentice team have got some table banners. It is as much as you need to bring or feel you don't need to bring. You won't really be marked on that, but if you feel it helps benefit your case, the judging, when you're presenting to the judges, then bring it. And I believe that is myself covered from my end.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chris. I work on the marketing side for the Apprentice Automation Challenge. So Toby's kind of taken a few points that I was going to cover today, but good to sort of reiterate some of the best practice here. So as everyone knows, poor planning. Excuse me, I have. So perhaps one of the best things is to make sure that you're in a room that you can present in without any interruptions. So if you'll just bear with me one moment. Sorry about that. Always good fun. So yeah, basically there's two sides to this. One is things you can do before the event, and the other things are things you can do during the event. One is to keep it simple in all of your planning, and to otherwise assign roles to each of your team members. Obviously, there's some that will have knowledge of certain aspects of your project that you'll be a specialist in. So make sure that you basically give everyone an opportunity to speak and fill up that 20 minutes so that your judges will have very little time to actually sort of ask you questions. Know your product inside out. The judges will be asking clear questions on everything. So make sure that you know what all aspects of your product, and know what sort of questions they're likely to ask as well, so that you can prepare some decent answers for them. And if you know that your product has got some weaknesses, don't be afraid to point those out and prepare some decent answers for them. I think if it's clear that there's one particular area that is lacking in your prototype, if you're constructive and point these things out and sort of admit those failings, that's probably the best thing to do. And during the event, otherwise, bring everything you need. There's nothing worse than knowing that you've got like a folder or something that you need to present, but you don't have it. Relax. Speak calmly and confidently. You make sure you have some good eye contact, and for goodness sake, smile. Obviously, this isn't the real world, but obviously will be a good opportunity to test all of your skills. But yeah, other than that, enjoy it. Best of luck to all teams, and we'll look forward to seeing who the winners will be.
Hello everyone, my name is Grace Gilling. I'm Managing Director of the Manufacturer magazine, and we're organisers of Digital Manufacturing Week. We're really proud to support the Apprentice Automation Challenge, and I'm here to share with you today some of the ways in which we kind of publicise the winning team and your achievements. So first off, we will be publishing an article about the judging and the winning team, and then that will take place shortly after announcement in September. And then in November, when we run our Digital Manufacturing Week, we invite the winning team up to take part in a variety of the events that we have going on. So one of the first things that we have happening is the Smart Factory exhibition, and we have reserved a spot on our Innovation Alley for you to exhibit your winning prototype. There's going to be about 3,000 attendees across the 2 days. So this is on the 16th and 17th of November. So it's a really good way for you to publicise your achievement, network, and there's lots of learning opportunities at the event as well. So this is the Wednesday and the Thursday, as I said, on the 16th to the 17th of November. And then the final event that takes place as part of Digital Manufacturing Week is the Manufacturer IMechE Awards ceremony and gala dinner. So the Manufacturer IMechE Awards is an awards programme that we run in partnership with the Institution of Mechanical Engineers. And much like yourselves, our finalists are about to go through to the second round of judging. And the evening celebration in November is to announce the winners and celebrate all that is great about the UK manufacturing industry. And we invite the winning team along. Again, we'll announce you on the evening, celebrate your successes, and it's just a really great way for you to celebrate with your fellow team members what you've achieved, and showcase again everything that you've done. We'll be in contact with the winners shortly after the whole programme has come to completion, to be in touch and to invite you up to give you all the information that you need. But really hope to see you there, and good luck, everyone.
Thanks, Grace. I just would like to welcome Andrew and Lindsay to cover the Apprentice and IMechE Awards applications. Whenever you're ready.
Hello all. Andrew, I might start with you first, but I'll just introduce myself briefly. I'm Lindsay. I work with marketing and communications at Central IMechE, and one of my jobs is to deal with the Apprentice and IMechE Awards. So I'm here to give you some info on that. But before I give you kind of the detailed info, Andrew's going to cover some of the benefits of applying for one of our awards.
Thank you, Lindsay. I've also got another question to ask the members afterwards as well. We run. Have you got the slide there that we have all the awards on? Right, fine, thank you. We have a number of awards which you can see on here that I'm not going to read out. But one of the main ones, of course, is the Apprentice of the Year award, which gives a £1,500 in cash. So it's quite well worth having. The Ball and Pounder Awards, the Bruce Ball and the CC Pounder Awards. The Bruce Ball Award is strictly for people who live in Scotland, and the Pounder Award is strictly for people who live in Northern Ireland. And these have got fairly big prizes attached to them as well, as you can see. For the Northern Ireland one, £3,700. We've also got the Visionary Awards and the Technician Awards. What we're not getting, and we've not got over the past 2 years, probably because of the COVID situation, is we're not getting many entrants. And there's quite a lot of money at stake. And we thought that we would like to mention this to everybody here, because, of course, all the apprentices who are competing in this automation challenge are all eligible to get an application in for one of these awards too. That's me done with that. I've got another question. I'm writing a book at the moment on T-level engineering. one of the things that I'm looking for is I'm looking for some photographs and some case studies. If any of the team members are interested in actually helping me with this, I mean, all I want is I want a photograph, and I'd really like to do a case study on one of the teams. If you're interested, get back to me. You can get back to me directly. I think most of you have got my email, or you can get back to me through Lindsay. I thank you very much for that.
Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, so I think the biggest extra bit of info I can give is that the deadline to apply is the 11th of September. So yeah, the deadline is the 11th of September. So obviously that's after the finals, because obviously I know you'll be focusing on that for now, but there is time to get your application in. And they're also now online applications, which makes it really, really simple to apply. Previous years, it's been a PDF to fill in, which can be a bit, you know, touch and go, a bit complex or takes more time. But now it's online, it's much easier to apply. Also, it looks like I'm going to be at the challenge on the 2nd of September. So if you did have questions about applying, you can speak to me then. And I can also email you the links through to the specific awards after this call so that you have that info as well. And then if you have Instagram, if you follow our IMechE account at IMechE Global, we often add information on there about the awards as well, so you can stay in touch that way. But I think that's it from me. Thanks, Fiona. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Thanks, Lindsay and Andrew. So I would now like to move on to the Q&A. So I would open up the floor to all teams. I'm just going to allow your microphones and cameras. If you do wish to just unmute yourselves or turn on your cameras to ask any questions. If any of the speakers today, if you'd like to just unmute yourselves, turn on your cameras to answer any questions. I think there was one from Joe Hughes from Leonardo, and I think this is probably a question for Lindsay and Andrew. Are degree apprentices eligible for the awards?
All apprentices are eligible for the awards.
Perfect. Thank you, Andrew. Any other questions? Do feel free to unmute yourselves or raise your hands. Or you can type it into the chat box. Lucia asked, do you need to request parking before today? No, it's a large parking area on site. There will be some gates when you enter the venue, so you might just need to just let the security know that you're part of the IMechE Apprentice Automation Challenge event taking place at the AMTC, and I'm sure they'll let you in. I'll pop in a few more information on your team briefing packs, but it's free parking spaces available. You don't need to reserve beforehand. Okay, I'm just gonna take that as there's no further questions, but feel free to get in touch via my email. You should all have it. It's fiona.wong@imechE.org, or feel free to forward it to the aac.challenge@imechE.org email address, and we'll pick it up from there. The webinar itself today is recorded, so I will send out a on-demand version to all teams after the event as well. I think one last question from Darla. Do we get back the report we sent for marking? Yes, so the judges' deliberation is due to take place next week. So we'll probably get your feedback ready shortly after. So I'll be able to circulate that to all teams following the judges' deliberation. I'll pop a note in there on your team briefing packs as well. But yeah, it'll be shortly after the deliberation. No worries. Perfect. So I think we'll end the webinar there. Any questions, as I said, pop me an email or give me a call. So thank you all for attending today, and thank you for all speakers for your contributions. Good luck to all teams. If there's anything that you need, just let me know. But yeah, I'll send over on-demand version of the webinar today to you all by email. But yeah, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Fiona.
No worries. Thank you. Have a good
And
rest of your
thank you,
day.
Lindsay.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.